Good evening and welcome to round 9 of the PS4 Global Series Tier 2 League. I'm your regular commentator, Matt, and tonight I'm joined by none other than Curving Texas, aka Jed, or rather I got that the wrong way around, Jed aka Curving Texas. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me tonight. Should be good to see how some of these guys go. I know it's been a pretty decent championship so far, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been absolutely thrilling actually. Last week we had probably the race of the series so far was a battle from beginning to end in Germany between Expert, Mercedes driver, and our championship leader ACW in the Toro Rosso. Yeah, and it was actually decided on the last lap. ACW made a move for the lead and got the win. But yeah, there was some contention with that. It was a bit borderline with some contact, but I believe the stewards are thinking it's all okay and that result will stand. So yeah, we'll have to wait for the official verdict. But at the moment, ACW does have a previous round victory. So can anyone challenge him here tonight? We're actually 4 minutes into this qualifying session already. We did miss a little bit of it, but we haven't missed a time being set, which is what we got right now with Dan, and then quickly replaced by Pencil at the top. So all these guys, let's get some details up here. So we're on some track map and lap data, telemetry, and also tyre fitted. There we go. Cool. So we've got six drivers on the board now. Tangoy, a new driver to the series, reserve, he's gone with a medium run and he's actually put a 40.7, which is a pretty competitive time. So he's looking good. Let's see if we can find someone on a run now.
I believe a little bit early we just lost Aussie Suspect at turn 3. I think he'd gone in a little bit too hot and he's ended up having to retire the car there with some damage.
Right. And I've noticed Baboon Jay's also out of the race.
I'm not too sure if he had a qualifying ban.
Race, the qualifying. Oh yes, it might have. I'm not quite sure. That would make sense.
Yeah, because he didn't get around to even doing a lap. I think he ended up just maybe putting it set up on and then retiring the car.
So what we're seeing now, actually, Big Dong is on a flying lap as Debut Carbon goes quickest. He's also on debut, so fitting name for him. But Big Dong has actually caught Kamos on both these drivers on flying laps. So this is really compromised both drivers as Donga goes for a dive bomb. Bit of racing going on in qualifying here. So yeah, it is kind of Donga's fault, it must be said, because you should give yourself enough room to not catch the car in front on your flying lap.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's what's happened here. And Kamos is actually aborted. So he's.
I think Donga. Sorry.
You're alright. Yeah, you go.
I think Donga probably should have stuck behind him there onto the straight anyway. He was always going to lose a lot of time diving down the inside, so had he stuck behind him, got a bit of a toe down the straight, it might have worked out a little bit better for him there. He did go third after all that, but not the cleanest of runs.
Well, that's actually going to be encouraging for Donga, knowing he's got some time left in the bank, so to speak. Yeah, maybe a bit obstructive. Expert, 37.9. That's an outrageously good time.
Really good lap.
Wow. I'm keep skipping here. It's not really working. Who else might be on the lap? What about our friend Ellis? El Tonki?
Yeah.
I think it might be... yeah, he's invalidated this one, so he might go again on this set of rubber. He's up into hot lap now, so that looks like what he's going to do.
Yeah, just keeping it going.
Brakes over the curve there, taking the Esports line run. Misses the apex a little bit. Hopefully this Ferrari coming out of the pits gets out of the way. Yep, no drama there. Quite nice through turn 2, a little bit of wheel spin on exit. And comes down to turn 3. You want to avoid both the inside curves, turn 2 and 3. Turn 1's not too bad. You don't want to take too much of it. Oh, and he's locked up there. So that's his lap done. We go and find... What about Ken? Ken's on a flying lap and he's coming up towards the finish line as well. So where can the Red Bull put his car on the grid in qualifying?
Don't think it's quite a good lap here. He's obviously lost a little bit out somewhere in that
44,
lap.
He definitely can do better than that. That's P13 and the second slowest time thus far. What about the Apprentice? Apprentice is on a fly in the Renault. Looks like he might be missing some front wing. Yeah, he's taking some front wing off the right side there. And he's on the medium tyre, so probably not a good indication of a lap. Is Expert on a lap? No, he's on a main lap. What about Donga? Donga and BK are in pits. Dan's out. I'm not quite sure if he's on a lap. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Give us your predictions in the chat. As always, who you think will get a result here at Baku. Throws always an interesting race. Can throw some surprises. Throw some surprise results up, just due to the nature of the circuit with lots of incidents. There's really good chance for safety car here, or maybe even 5 or 6.
Yeah.
James Cruz
was tired.
So a bit of drama there. Aussie, they're not very happy in the chat.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what ACW can pull out here. He's gone straight onto the softs after setting that banker on the hards.
Oh, okay, so he did a banker on the hards, interesting. Okay, let's ride on board with him. Let's see what he can do in the Toro Rosso. It's quite a tidy turn 1. Just clips the apex there. Nicely done. In the chat, we've got Banana K Pies predictions: P1 ACW, P2 Expert, and P3 Breno. So same as last week's results. At Germany, that would be.
Looks like it's a good lap so far from ACW. He's giving it real tight there. So
yeah. Some more predictions in the live chat. Ryan says Expert's going to win, followed by Tanguy, and then ACW third. So, wow, that would be quite an upset.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far, that's a really good lap from Expert. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be really close. And we know how well the DRS and the toe down that straight can go. So, as long as you're close, you've always got a chance here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just catching up to some lap traffic here.
Oh yeah, this might play into his favour. This Ferrari might actually give him a tow down the straight if he catches it quick enough. Oh,
he's got a 2-car tow here. Yeah, not too much, but still, anything's a benefit.
Yep. Opens up DRS, coming up to the line. He's got no battery left to deploy. He's derating now. Shouldn't affect him too much.
Just
he goes
missed it.
Second. So that is very close between the two, just a tenth of a second behind.
Expert's just about to come start his lap now. He's coming onto the last straight.
So ACW actually had the fastest last sector, I noticed, on his lap just then. So is this the race where Expert puts it together and gets a win? Oh, his second win, rather. He did win
Belgium.
In Britain. Oh, Belgium, yep. I forget which one. Quite a good turn 1 there. Nicely avoids the apex turn 2 a little bit early on the power. I will mention as well, this track really doesn't suit an aggressive driving style. You need to be really, really smooth on the controls, on braking and in traction zones as well, because it's a really slippery surface. So smooth equals fast around here. There's probably not a corner on the track that you don't want to be short shifting out of, especially lower gears, second and third, maybe even fourth, some corners as well.
He did go fastest in that first sector by half a tenth there, so
yeah, I think maybe he was a bit late on the brakes entering the castle section there, but he still got through all right. A little bit oversteer on exit.
5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking there for Pencil as well.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting. See how much of this curb he takes. He opts to go right around it now. If you get the right line through there and go over the curb, there's so much time to gain. There's 3
Still
or 4
up here,
tenths.
just a little bit. It's going to come down to how much battery he's got coming down this straight, because we did see that even though ACW didn't have much battery left right at the end of it, he still was fastest down this straight. So maybe Expert does have something he can pick up in this last sector. You
do want to make sure you save enough for the final straight, otherwise you're not going to get the lap time. And he's just about derating now, pretty much the same as ACW to be honest, and he goes only marginally faster. I think that's 1/10 of a second, so he improved by 10. But I think if he manages to save a little bit more battery for the straight, he might go faster again. He's trying to take a bit more out of his tyres here, or maybe he's trying to get around to do another lap. But you don't want to take too much out of the tyres, because if you stuff up in next lap, you're going to start on those worn softs.
Yeah, he's not going to. I don't think he'll. Or it'd be close. He might have enough time to come into the pits real quick. His teammate El Tonki is just coming into the pits now. Still hasn't set a lap yet, so I think he's made a couple of mistakes on his laps and invalidated, so still got room to make up there. Same with the apprentice, he hasn't set his lap yet, although he is on one now. He switched to the soft tyres after trying on those mediums and damaging that wing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, some of these guys will be pushing it to get out to do another run actually. Expert, especially, I think he's realised Expert, because he's slowed right down. Yeah, he's slowed right down. He's not going to make it back to the pits to get another lap in. So he's just going to hope that lap is good enough for pole position, and that ACW doesn't find another couple of tenths. But yeah, maybe time that poorly. Mercedes driver, it's cutting corners, but I still don't think that's going to make a difference. He's out of fuel as well, which is not going to help him. But
yeah,
I don't think BK is going to make another lap either. He's only just entering the pits, so it's a long lap here, 1:40-ish. So your out lap is going to be 15 to 20 seconds longer than that. So you really want to be leaving the pits at no later than 2.5 minutes for sure.
Yeah, so we've got a big train here in the first sector as well, and I think pretty much all of them should be only on their out laps. I think one of the cars might be the Haas driver. No, I was going to say I think someone's coming onto a lap here. Although I think the apprentice is just so the apprentice is on his lap and he's catching up to all of these guys, and it's going to be pretty tough for him to make his way through, especially if they are all slowing down and letting each other through and trying to get the best track position possible. Ken has gotten out of the way of him, so that's really good for him.
Alright, there's quite a number of cars in the pits that are not going to do a final run. I would say Expert's one of them. ACW, he'll just get around. Our new driver Tengoy, and here we go with our debut Carbon.
Oh, that's... I don't know if that was Carbon that he was passing then. Was it Carbon? No, it wasn't. It's Installator. It was a bit of a tough one there. I didn't really see too much on what happened there. He didn't really always touch the wall as well onto the final straight.
Well, Carbon gets that turn 4 wrong a little bit, up to turn 5. He's actually down 3/10, so I don't think he's going to improve on his time as Carbon. So we might follow with our another new driver, Tangoy. Far out. I can't really work out how to say Kanguo? Kanguo. Anyway.
We'll stick with that. I reckon that'll be alright.
Just call him Tangy. I'll go Tanguo.
What do we got for first sector? He's down by over a tenth as well.
So maybe a bit obstructed by the car in front.
ACW's on a lap here as well, and he's got some clean air. So if he keeps it tidy, this will be very close up the top, I reckon.
Let's see what his first sector is. He's just coming to the end of it now. Very nice return for short shifting out of the exit, and he's down
also
as
down
well.
By over a tenth.
Wow. So a lot of drivers losing time. It's like the track kind of is getting slower or something. Very, very odd.
That'll be good for Expert considering he didn't get this last lap in either, so
yeah, yep.
He'll be happy to see that ACW is not improving so far on this lap. That's a really nice line there.
Yeah, no, we'll follow with when Breno has rejoined. Didn't notice that he...
Tango's got a good toe onto the straight here, so...
Oh, ACW takes the curb beautifully there. Probably could scrub up a bit too much speed.
He's up.
But, he's up. Only just. So I don't think at the moment it's going to be enough. Has he saved enough battery, though, for the final straight? Looks like he might have.
Be close. I think he might just hit... Yeah, he's going to run out.
He's just going to run out. Oh, yep. He's run out earlier than before, and he's not going to... Oh, he's only just improved his time, so... Expert looks like he's locked up pole position.
As well.
As Dongan must be coming in pits. He's not running high ERS mode. Todo, sorry.
Yeah, that's where that...
He's invalidated.
But he's invalidated, so that's session over.
That is qualifying done. So Expert with pole position from ACW. So the two, yet again, on the front row. And if we get anything like last week, it is going to be an absolute cracking race. And then new driver Tangu on P3, alongside him is BK on the second row. Then we have Big Donga, the other Alfa Romeo, alongside the other new driver, Debut Carbon. Then we have Breno, regular podium finisher. He actually qualified on the medium tyre in P7, so very, very interesting strategy from him.
It's not good because I've just been informed by a inside source that the start of the race is wet and we're going to be finishing the race dry.
Okay, so wet start to the Grand Prix. Very interesting. I wonder what's going through Breno's mind doing a medium run there. And of course, Pencil did have that. Apologies for that. Pencil did have the 5th place group penalty as well. So Breno on the mediums. Yeah, if it's wet, that's a bit of a waste, to be honest. He would have been much higher on the softs. Installator, P8, Pencil, P9 with a grid drop. Reedy will move up. Dan will move up. El Tonki will move up. And El Quitaha will move up. Then we've got Toto. He'll be really disappointed with that. 15th position. Kamos, the apprentice, James Cruz, Baboon J, who we believe may have a qualifying ban, and Aussie didn't get to set a lap and crashed out, unfortunately. So that's our grid for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Oh, no, I definitely don't want to leave the session, thank goodness. Jesus, that was close. Righto, predictions, Jed, what do you think? Oh, Dooley, it's raining, alright? It's very wet. Look at that.
Yeah, well,
that's not it.
Honestly,
I think that's going to be full wet. So I don't think that's going to be into.
It is going to be full wet, I reckon, as well. But yeah, no, it's an interesting one because, like I always say, whenever it's different conditions between qualifying and the race, it usually throws a spanner in the works in terms of. Because obviously we've seen people.
Yeah, you go. Yeah. Sorry, finish.
Obviously we've seen people go faster on with the dry tyres and with the dry setup and stuff. You might see people who used a more kind of balanced or more wet setup. Definitely pull this one through, but I'm still leaning towards. I want to see what this Tanguo's got, but the front two definitely look really good for this one.
Yep, I was good. It was a great point about the setups. So yeah, I was going to mention that whether it is intermediates. They're on intermediates. I'll look at it.
Very interesting.
So mustn't be wet enough for the full wets.
Toto has gone with the wets though.
Toto's gone with the wets. Wow, okay. So one driver thinking it's too wet. No, it definitely looks like intermediate conditions, so he might regret that one.
Yeah, it's not too much spray, so...
There's not a lot of spray. Might put position change. Yeah, I was going back to the setup, so whenever you are in this position with a kind of like a dry quali going into a wet race, you do have to make that compromise. Depending on how long the rain's going to go for, sometimes it's difficult to predict. Intermediate conditions, if it's only going to be inters, usually just want to stick with a dry setup. But if it's full wets, you gotta change the car quite a bit more. So if it was me in this situation, I probably would have gone with a dry setup for the whole race.
And I agree, because definitely once you come to the end of the race, you never know, especially if there's a safety car, and once it is dry and it bunches everyone up, you definitely want to be on that late kind of race.
Yeah, and everyone's going to be in the same boat as well, so...
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how long the rain lasts, and if anyone is maybe a bit quicker and having gone with a wet setup, be very interesting. Obviously, we don't know that information, only the drivers themselves will know that. But I was Expert trying to warm up his tyres. That was a pretty neat little slide there out of the caster section. But yeah, you're right, Tanguy. Interesting to see what he's got in the Williams. Also debut carbon in P6, so
yeah, both pretty good. Pretty good run for their first qualifying session.
Breno is a little bit out of position in P7, so I think he'll be kicking himself right now, having qualified on the mediums.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I think he might have just forgot to check the weather.
I think he didn't string his last lap together. He might have invalidated it, because I did see him out on the softs for that last stint. Okay. But yeah, so unfortunately, obviously, you do want to save that extra set of softs, but then also it's always tough, especially in these changing conditions. We've just seen a couple of drivers get put back to the grid there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because Experts slowed them right down.
Yeah.
Just trying to warm up
there's someone hanging around the back. Aussie Suspect is hanging pretty far back now.
Trying to get temperature into those intermediate tyres. Probably take a couple of laps there. You can see there the rain coming down, so it looks like it's raining quite heavily on the straight, on the pit straight, and maybe a bit lighter in other sections of the track. So it'll be interesting to see. Is that a rear wheel at the bottom of the screen now? Someone's rear wheel. It'll be interesting to see if Toto on the wet is how he goes. I think that's probably the wrong call if most everyone else is.
Especially with it drying out, you don't expect it to get any heavier than what we've already got it.
Two stops, alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are nearly go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We have 20 drivers on the grid. Expert and ACW on the front row. Drivers have 5 red lights. And it's away we go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Looks like Expert got a good run. Oh, ACW though, up the inside. He's going to take the lead. Can Expert do the switchback on him into turn 2? Looks like everyone clean so far. Oh, there goes McLaren in the background. Oh, and there's the Williams. Williams hit the wall. There's a yellow flag.
Safety car is out.
Safety car is out, so might have to... Oh, yep, that is...
Someone who's really lost out there. Debut Carbon was up to 4th spot, and he just got run down the escape road there, so he's down to 18th now.
Oh, no.
Off the grid, I saw Baboon J got spun straight away off the grid. But no one else was really involved in that one. And then Lokito as well. I'm not too sure exactly what happened there coming out of the first one. I did see it in the background, but this will be good for, I think out of everyone, this will be good for Toto, because if he feels like he's too bad on these wets, he's definitely got to jump into the pits and go those inters now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of a lifesaver.
So the Williams we saw tangling there before turn 2 was Tanguy.
Yeah, he's down to 10th as well.
So
wow.
He's only dropped to 10th, so dropped 7 positions. He'll probably need to pit to get that wing fixed. It does have big damage on the right-hand side there. Whether he got a helping hand into the wall, I kind of missed that because I had my eyes focused on the front too. But Expert has held on to his lead. crucially. So ACW got him into turn 1, but Expert was able to think quickly and do the switchback on him and get the better line for turn 2. So it's great. That was great thinking and driving by Expert as well to execute. So already those two, in the 2 short corners we've done racing, they've already swapped positions twice, which is hopefully a sign of things to come. Yeah,
definitely. And someone who has righted their wrongs as well, Breno up to 4th spot from 7th, so that's a bit better from him, and it'll be really good off the restart. It's always an interesting restart here at Baku, because where the safety car line is and where you're technically coming out of the last turn, so the field always bunch up and you just never know. So Expert's got a big job on his hands here to try and hold the position down the straight. With such a good toe. Obviously in the wet they won't have DRS anyway because of the safety car, but
yeah, they won't have DRS
should
in
help
the wet
him out well
until it dries. So in the wet you'll have to rely on slipstream to pass and good traction. So as we can see, is that a timing glitch we got? They've got drivers into the pit, so we've got Toto who's going to ditch those wet tyres, and Baboon J and Laquita Haha, who must have been the McLaren in the background, who spun off into the wall. So those guys will be replacing their wings. I'm surprised it's not more than that, to be honest, which is good to see. Tangoy's opted to stay out curving with that damage. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that's the right decision for him, to be honest. It is a tough track to negotiate, especially with wing damage, but if he feels like he's fine on it in these wet conditions, then I suppose. But problem is he hasn't been able to do it under racing conditions to test out what the damage is really like. As you just saw, I was just on board with him then. He went a little bit wide into that corner, so I think he's missed a chance to be able to get rid of it and kind of keep himself in this. But it's a long race and you never know, and from what we've seen, there's definitely going to be some more safety cars coming out soon. So
I was just about to ask, how many do you think we'll have today? Or if you're in the stream, we've got 23 people watching, which is amazing. Thanks for joining, everyone. Give us your predictions in the chat for the race, or maybe even some predictions on how many safety cars we'll get as well.
I reckon we'll get 3.
3 safety
I think
cars?
we'll get another one. Yeah, I think we'll get another one fairly soon. I think. Can you get 4? You can get 4 in this, can't you?
Yeah, I think I've heard of a race getting 7 safety cars in a 50%
7?
race,
Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, well then I'm way off, because I honestly think there's going to be a lot of them. Oh, apparently there's been a severe collision.
Safety cars breed safety cars, because of course a bunch is up the field, and that means more incidents usually. So, and more
people get impatient,
more
and then
cars,
when you're under a safety car, I personally as well, especially when I'm in league with no assists and stuff, and once you come back from a safety car, you're never quite at the same point you were at when you were racing before. It sort of takes a little bit of time to build into it, especially like coming into these first corners, especially in wet conditions as well. Some of the braking markers, especially for some of the people in that mid kind of field, they're going to have to watch out here. We've just had a retirement.
Prentice is retired. I'm not sure where. Oh, he's crashed. Oh, he's crashed on the straight. What is going on there? We'll just
it's right in the pit lane. Maybe someone wanted to come into the pits there and has spun him out.
Oh dear.
Because he's ended up backwards as well.
And Laquita Haha's back in the pits. He's already pitted, so this will be his second pit stop. Which will put him in further behind. So retiring under the safety car. Oh, and Debut Carbon's also having issues. He's left the session, so I don't know if he's just disconnected his car.
Yeah. So at least it's a good time for it to happen. I might try and stick an invite out. Oh, I can't. Damn it.
So a bit of drama under the safety car. And I haven't mentioned yet, but I had thought of it earlier. The restarts as well at Baku under safety car can be a bit hairy, because you can, if the leader goes too early, the game might actually slow them down on the straight, which can cause carnage on the straight. So hopefully we don't see that. Expert should be aware of it. He's pretty experienced and knows how these things work. So hopefully he gives the safety car enough breathing room before restarting the race. and doesn't have to slow down again, because I think that has impacted a race we had in the European Series earlier in that season, round 4 of that season. So
yeah, and the thing is, another thing, obviously, the later they do go and stuff, it is that concertina effect as well, because the ones that are further back obviously want to try and go. No one wants to be slower, no one wants to be, you've got to be cautious, but you've also got to get a good start, because you don't want to lose positions going down the straight. It's a long straight, and the worst kind of getaway you get from that initial jump could cost you a couple of positions. So it'll be interesting to see. We've got another lap of the safety car here, and then I'd say we'll be back underway on the end of lap 4.
This is going to be our 4th lap under the safety car. Really, I'm not sure if you're counting the the first one.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably because of Aquita Haha having to...
Yeah, and the retirement with Apprentice as well last lap.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna another one. Something's happened with Baboon J there as well. I think he's just reset to track. I didn't quite catch it, but he was like fully stopped on the track.
And he's got a pit again. So he's going in for his 2nd stop as well. I'm just going to bring up the stops there. So bottom 2 drivers having a pit twice.
Unfortunately, James has just hit Aussie again in the rear.
Carbon's still ghosting, so he hasn't made it back into the session. So if there are any drivers actually in the race that are listening to the stream, and maybe flick W Carbon a invite so he can get back in, that would be greatly appreciated.
I'm trying to look through some of the cars here to see if anyone's got wing damage. I think Camos has a left end plate missing. I didn't quite catch it. Yes, he does. So that's unfortunate for him. He's sitting in 12th spot at the moment, up from 16th.
Yeah,
and coming onto that last lap, there's really no point in him pitting yet. I'd try and stay out and see if if a safety car does come out again, because obviously we're gonna lose the safety car at the end of this lap, so it's really gonna hurt him. What else we got here? I think seems pretty good on the way up. It'll be interesting to see, because if it does, obviously we do know that it is drying out towards the end of the race, and it will be dry, but the longer the rain kind of goes, these intermediates, especially with all the safety cars, could be right to the end of this race. And obviously I'd say everyone will jump on the softs in the last few laps.
I wonder... and then, oh, there we go, safety car in this lap.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Another thing is, obviously, the race gets longer in terms of time with all the safety cars as well, so that rain that was meant to be scheduled for, say, 3 laps till the end, could easily bump back to like 6 laps or so before the end, just because of the time. But yeah, here we go.
Alright, as we're getting ready for the restart here, and James Cruz has collided with Aussie, so...
And he's spun as well, and there's a bit of a hold up there. This is a very late jump from Expert.
Getting ready to get going. Yeah, this is good. I think this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, bunch everyone
because if you go too early, it can cause issues into turn 1.
He's about to go, I reckon. Right now.
It's a horrible view we got. There we go. Oh, it's BK trying to get alongside ACW there. There's been contact. There he goes. He's gone now. He's restarted. There we go. We've got a timing glitch.
And he's got him. BK. Oh no, lost the rear there and didn't hang on to the position, unfortunately.
So all through
Lachlan's got a very good jump here.
All looks pretty single file and clean. Oh, we got McLaren drama at the back. Is that the teammates? The McLaren's coming together. James Cruz is in the pits. Go back to the front here, into turn 3 and 4 they come.
Oh, and there's a collision with Donga and Breno there as well. I don't know if anyone's lost any end plate or anything.
Yeah,
no, everyone's fine on terms of damage.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit hard to keep track and not sure where to look at this point. This looks like the battle to watch right now, so we'll stick with these guys. So this is the first time as well that they've actually made it this far under racing conditions. They haven't gone through, no one's gone through the castle section, which they're coming up to, in the wet conditions. So are we going to see any drama here as Breno comes up to it, already a bit gap behind? Looks like they're all going very carefully through there. No drama as yet. No yellow flags. Great to see. And even the two McLarens make it through. Safe. James is a bit far behind. All right.
Oh, there go. Donga's spun.
Donga's spun.
And he's come back on the track, and Reedy's hit him. They've retired. There's a big crash
Oh
there.
my goodness. That is massive.
Installator's gone as well.
Oh dear. And then oh geez. That's another safety car. Second safety car of the race. So we didn't even get a full lap of racing before another safety car, unfortunately. So
we still haven't had one full lap.
Big Donga somehow survived that.
That's very unfortunate for Reedy and Installator, because they both were just collected from what happened with Big Donga there. Okay. So have just clipped that. Just wasn't sure if you got around to seeing the initial crash or not, because I was on board with Donga then when that happened. So yeah, so that's obviously it's going to shake things up, but you see a lot of people. I think I'm just going to double check. Debut Carbon still not back into session. I can't tell, honestly. He's not yet.
No, he wasn't.
So that's a bit of a shame
either. So
I might try and message Reedy here, because he is still in the session, and see if he can invite Carbon back or Installator.
That'll be good. Yeah, poor Reedy. That's a shame for him.
Yeah, he was doing really well. He was up in a 6th spot there.
James cruise driving, so speeding on the safety car. It's a drive-through penalty, so. And Baboon Jay's in the pits again. He's already on 3 stops. So he'll be running out of intermediate tyres at this point. I think he'll be on his last set. Sorry, I had the telemetry up. I actually probably don't need that lap data or telemetry. I'll keep that up. So will we see some racing in this Grand Prix? We've seen about 3/4 of a lap so far.
And we've lost 3 drivers in the 6th lap, so we're looking like we might be on for about 7-car finish at this point, the way things are going. But like you're saying, with all these incidents and stuff, they're coming in, chopping and changing intermediates and stuff. I think they've got 4 pairs of intermediates, don't they?
Yeah, so at least 3. I'm not sure if there's 4. I can't remember, but yeah. Oh, that's a great shot. Sometimes the game throws up good shots like this, but
yeah, and then they
other ones
stop it.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's a good one, but like this one, it's terrible. Like, can't see anything. Alright, so hopefully we don't get 3 full laps under the safety car this time. And some of the guys at the back there, Donga and Jay and that, can catch up in this next lap. Oh, more people in the pits. So we got, who we got this time? Toto in the pits again. Carlos on the pits, so he's going to fix his wing. Probably should have done that last lap. Interesting. Will we see it as chaotic restart this time, Jed? Bit of criticism in the game, in the stream chat about that last restart from Expert. Might have left it a bit late, causing some confusion from those behind. So you don't want to go too early, and you also probably don't want to leave it right to the line. It's that middle ground that you want to find to kind of make it clear that you've restarted the race and that the rest of the field can follow. And not have to bunch back up again.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call again. Obviously, it's not a straight before you get to where that kind of point is. And when the incident started, you still got corners there, so it's blind in terms of you might not be able to see the leader, especially with the spray and stuff. There's not too much spray, but a little bit of spray, enough so that those in the mid kind of pack. Because I did see once, obviously, Expert was trying to keep at a steady pace with his weaving and stuff, but you still got those cars bunching up behind slowly, and then you got cars that sort of get impatient trying to get a good jump, like I was saying earlier. So it's pretty much exactly what you said. You need that middle ground because you can't go too early, because we know about the safety car and things can go wrong with that. But also you can't just hang it right to the safety car line. We've just...
And we are going to have another lap as well under the safety car.
Hopefully
at this
it's pretty
rate,
clean
we
here.
might have to push back the other two races after this.
You're not wrong.
This one runs a bit late, but we'll see how we go. We'll keep an eye on the time. Obviously, we're both involved in races later after this one, so hopefully it doesn't run late and we can start those races on time or shortly after. But we're already 8 laps in and we've had 2 safety cars and nearly a lap of racing. James getting a 5-second penalty when Laquita Haha is up to 8th position somehow. I'm not sure how. He's made 3 stops, so that doesn't make sense. He's got no wing on the right either.
Yeah, obviously with everything that went on in that last little bit there, obviously we did have a lot of people come into the pits, so...
Yeah, okay.
Tango, I think he has pitted now. Yeah, he's pitted now and he's got that wing. So what he did, I think, was the right call, staying out, because...
Yep.
Had he been back, had he been later, he might have got caught up in some of those crashes there and could have been a lot worse for him.
And just to note, Debut Carbon's car is still ghosting, as you can see here now.
In 7th spot.
So he hasn't been able to rejoin, unfortunately. None of our drivers must be able to do that, which is fine if they can't. But yeah, it's just one of the big flaws of the game, I think, in my eyes, is that if you're spectating, you can't invite drivers back to the session.
Yeah.
So hopefully they change that in the next game.
I have got Reedy trying to get an invite out to him. He hasn't got him as a friend, but hopefully he'll be able to find him.
Yeah, yep.
Because apart from obviously what happened at turn 1 with Debut Carbon, he hasn't really done anything wrong. So I'd like to see him be able to get, obviously keep going in this race.
So to go on this lap, I was going to say, it looks like we're going another lap, but it is coming in.
It's definitely getting a lot drier as well here.
I was just about to say that, yeah, it looks like the rain's just about
I don't think I can see any rain, hey?
No.
I'll just go on board with a car here.
It might dry up pretty quickly here.
Yep, we do not have any rain at all, so it's just a little bit wet, but I'm just going to check the tyres because I haven't... Yeah, there you go, Elton Key, Big Donga and Aussie Suspect all on the mediums.
Oh, they are too, yep. Wow.
So they've seen it and they've all jumped into the pits.
This could be an absolute masterstroke from Elton Key, Big Donga and Aussie.
And it's also... it's going to be tough for ACW and Breno now up the front with those, because they're both teammates.
Yep,
and they might have to double stack.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Expert looks like he's doing the same kind of restart.
I reckon he's going to jump into the pits here. I reckon he's going to jump in the pits. No,
he's gone. And ACW's in. ACW's in the pits.
BK. A lot of people coming into the pits. Debut Carbon's AI is coming into the pits, so that's when you do know that it is too dry.
Okay, so
this is really going to hurt Expert.
Lots of people in the pits. Look at that. We got 10th down to 17th, all in the pits. And look at these guys just crawling around the track. What's going? This is... Hopefully it doesn't get messy here. We've got some drivers on mediums, some drivers on inters.
Big Donga is up to 5th already on those mediums.
Yeah,
it's got to try and negotiate.
It looks dry. So are we going to see... I haven't seen DRS.
Oh, there you go. Big Donga's gone too deep.
Oh, locked up. So he'll need to reverse out and not light up his tyres.
It's still wet in some of the bits of the track, but it's not.
Yeah,
I think the dry tyres are definitely the way to go here.
and ACW's on the back of him already. ACW's gone hard tyres, so he wants to go to the end. That's probably a good call.
It might not be though. Or under safety car, it's going to be in. I don't know. I think it should still be alright, but it depends how many safety cars we see anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got a variety of tyres here.
And Express actually gapped Breno 3.5 seconds, so he's checked out Expert. That's a big gap to put on another driver in not even a lap, regardless of the conditions. So Breno nearly into the wall. Had to check up quite a bit. Dan right on his tail as well.
Dan, the race is doing really well as well.
Yellow flag sector 2. Is someone
Aussie Suspects just lost his wing as well.
Oh, okay. It's all happening. Can't keep track of all the incidents. Still
Loquito, very slow there.
Is Expert going to come into the pits?
Tango. We're seeing a bit of carnage here. There's a big block here with Elton Key.
Come on. Yep.
ACW had just ghosted. Something's wrong with Elton Key's car here. I think he might have some damage. No.
So I wonder what tyres Express going to go with. Sets the fastest lap of the race in the pits on lap 10.
Oh, we just had a retirement there. Loquito has retired. Virtual safety car. So that might benefit Expert here. See how much he loses out. ACW's jumped him. So Expert's lost 2 spots technically there. No, he's jumped BK. This is interesting. I'm not sure who's going to have to give the position, and Expert has to give the position back there. He tried something sneaky coming out of the pits there to see if he could jump BK.
So Expert's lost out somehow. I wonder how.
I tell you, he'll be kicking himself. I know Aussie Suspect picked up a penalty when he pitted for those mediums. So he'll be kicking himself. He's leading this Grand Prix now. He was last at the restart, and he's in first. He's got a fair few penalties there.
Alright, we're back racing. Green flag conditions. Virtual safety car has ended. So Aussie leads the Grand Prix from El Tonki. The 2 guys that pitted just before the safety car came in onto dry tyres. And it's paying off. El Tonki leads the Grand Prix up into the castle section. Through they come, and Expert making a move on BK, and he gets it done, does he? Oh, they're side by side. I think he's going to get the move done, Expert. Great move there out of the exit of the castle section. BK going to look to come back. Oh, not really a spot you want to do that, to be honest. Very tight
Aussie
through
Suspect's
there.
gone. He's jumped him. He's 6.9 seconds in front here.
Wow. Can Aussie get his first? Well, he's clipped the wall. He's clipped the wall again. He's just thrown it away.
Has he got wing damage?
Yeah, he's lost both end plates. Both end plates in the space of 2 corners.
Something is definitely wrong with Elton Key here. I don't know whether it's his setup or not, but he is very slow on these medium tyres.
Yeah, he's getting swallowed up right now. Wow,
this is going to be dangerous into the first turn here.
Oh, Expert locking up. Gets his teammate though, BK right behind El Tonki. Gonna send it on the inside, down he goes. El Tonki not putting on much of a fight there. Tango, a new driver.
Yeah, he's on the softs as well.
He's on soft, so he'll be the quickest out there, you would imagine. Along with Debut Carbon. Oh, the Debut Carbon's ghost, so we don't really count him. So Breno, the 2 Toro Rossos are the only ones gone for hard tyre, so I don't think. They want to hope that there's not too many more safety cars in this race. Or any, actually, because they will be going to the end on those tyres.
Yeah, that'll really help them out, eh?
I suppose they can always pit back onto a different compound, but they'll lose track position if they do that.
Yeah. Well, it's just going to mean that this stint here, obviously they're sacrificing race pace now in terms of track position later. But if they do pit, it's just going to hurt them in terms of they should have probably gone with the mediums. But I think you'll see them go to the end of the race here. Those hards should be able to last a fair bit. I don't think they jumped on them like 2 laps ago now. So What's that? 17 laps. Should be alright on these tyres. Yeah, that's for Breno.
Oh, and the two Alfa Romeos are going at it. Big Donga having a look at his teammate. Oh, actually, it was BK.
It was BK, and he's made it past
his
as well.
Teammate. And Tango is going to make a pass on El Tonki with DRS as well. Express has to pass the lap of the Grand Prix. And yeah, El Tonki, who was leading, already down to P7.
Expert's looking feisty here. He's trying to get his tyres as warm as possible. He's having a couple of looks. But obviously he has got that tyre advantage as well.
I was going to say, we'll have a grip advantage. Has looked down the inside of the... Oh, little lock-up.
Dangerous stuff out here.
Yeah, there's probably, to be honest, there's only really one spot you should be trying to pass on this track and into turn one, unless like, oh, and James Cruz is gone. So will that be another safety car?
He's towards the back of the track. I think he's retired in the pits. He's retired in the pits, so
I don't think it
unless it's on the straight.
It's on the straight.
Look here. Yeah, it is. Oh my god.
Oh,
that was scary.
I mean, Jay just drives straight through him. So is that going to be a third safety car? Let's hope not. Let's hope we can...
I don't think they're far enough for it. Yeah, okay.
So, that's our second
This
VSC.
will be interesting to see if... it's going to be interesting to see if Aussie pits and gets his wing change. It depends how long this VSC stays out for, but...
He's definitely getting caught by ACW.
Yeah.
He's lost already 6...
I think he wants to do it sooner than later.
But he'll be kicking himself over that, I think.
Yeah, he can definitely still jump on another set of meetings. He should have another set spare from qualifying, because he did crash obviously on that outlap. I don't know what tyres he was on. Maybe he was on a medium, so it'd be interesting to see here, but we shouldn't have too much more on this VSC.
No, he's kept going. So being on the medium tyre, he does need a pit again. I think he's just going to wait for hope for another safety car. That might be his strategy.
Once again, this is getting very dicey here. Extra obviously trying to get the jump on ACW at the end of the virtual safety car. He's decided to pull himself back away from...
DRS enabled, so virtual safety car has ended. And it looks like ACW's gapped him.
Yeah,
so Expert actually lost out there. He does have DRS, but... Oh, and Aussie's off! He's gone on the escape route, and hopefully it doesn't get in anyone's way rejoining, but he's lost 3 positions there, down to P4. So really struggling without that front wing. And look who... Well, Pencil's jumped to the front. I was about to say, look who we have at the front. A battle between familiar foes, ACW and Expert. Different tyre compounds at play as well.
It's the same top 3 in the championship as well, and they're all...
Yeah.
If BK's made his way through this traffic really well there, from the last safety car restart as well, so...
Yeah. Breno's down in P13, so he's a bit out of place.
Key has just had a mistake at the castle section there as well. He's run deep, and I don't know whether he's got any damage from it, but...
Oh, let's have a look.
Yeah, he's lost his right end plate.
Right end plate's gone. Alright, we'll jump back to the front here, because we are coming up to the straight, and Expert is going to have DRS. ACW with a ton more battery, though. ACW's battery is 75%, Expert's only got 10. And he's up in overtake, he's going for it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... I don't know how he hasn't got much battery there, considering they were under a VSC before. Whether he's just absolutely tried to... Obviously, he wanted to pull in because he was over a second. He wanted that DRS, but it's gonna hurt him here. I think he's just got to play it safe and wait till next lap coming down that front straight.
Yeah, I definitely think it hurt him last round at Germany. He did seem to have the pace advantage over ACW in that Grand Prix, but I think maybe it's just his DRS management let him down a little bit. He was always running really, really low, and ACW seems to be the master in this series at managing his battery and knowing when to use it, and that's really helps him get the good results. So if Expert can kind of, I don't know, improve his management of VRS a little bit more, he might be able to challenge for more victories.
Another thing here is, I think we've just had another crash for Elton Key there as well in the first sector, unfortunately. Not having a good day.
Sorry for the flicking. Yeah, I missed it, sorry. We'll go back to the front.
But yeah, so Expert's obviously on those mediums, so it'll be interesting to see whether, because if he wants to pit, he definitely got to get past and pull away. But if he wants to make it to the end of the race, what do you think's his best kind of thing to do here? Sit behind and not push too hard?
I don't think he can make it to the end of the race on the mediums.
Yeah, obviously he'd probably need some safety guards. Breno has also pulled off to the side there. I've just seen across the... Yeah, and he's retired the car.
Retired?
Middle sector. It's coming up to the castle section. This could be pretty bad here.
His car's disappeared, so... Sector... Yeah, yellow flag. Hopefully this is not another...
Yeah, he's gone down the escape road. So, oh, there we go. Baboon J. I just watched him clatter the castle section, and he has crashed the car there.
Oh, he has too.
There's a bit of debris on the track, right in a bad spot. So
okay, there we go. No safety car, thank goodness. All right, we can keep racing. Yeah, you're right. Look, ACW is still managing his battery. Look, so 60% for him. Extra 15%. You need to keep
he's kind of hovering around that.
Yeah, I think the strategy for him might be just to stick with him in DRS, charge up his battery, get past him, and then try and bolt. Because he will have to make another pit stop. I don't think he can go to the end on those medium tyres. Already 5 laps old, and he's still got another 11 to go. So I don't think that's going to be possible.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much spot on here. So
yeah.
I think his saving grace will be another safety car, and hopefully those in behind him will pit as well, and he won't lose too much track position. The other person that was on those hards was Breno, and then he came on the mediums, so ACW, the only one circulating at the moment on the hards. There's a battle kind of going on for third here as well. Big Donga has pulled back up to BK after there was that gap, obviously. Luoligo and Tanguo is right on the tail. I think we might see a move here from Big Donga coming into the first corner here. No, he's pulled out of it. Oh no, he has passed him. I was looking at the wrong car again. Yeah, Expert just can't get this one right. He's down to only like 8% ERS at the moment, 8% battery.
Debut Carbon's in the pits. Oh, that's his ghost car. So his ghost car's still going around. That will be probably
another set of softs. Aussie suspect making his way back up into the points now after not having a good restart there with that damage and opting to stay out and try and stretch it as much as possible. He just has hit the wall as well, but I don't think he's got any damage, so see what he can do. He's into the points and see if he can make up a few more positions there.
Yeah. So I'm getting a bit of a timing glitch with pencil flickering between first and wherever he's meant to be. It's showing me.
Yeah, he's in 12th spot. It's not doing it for me, but ACW's really gapped Expert here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Expert's going to be out of DRS here. He's 1 point...
Oh, no, he's pulled it back in. I think just though. This is going to be very close. It's going to come right down to the wire. No, he's missed it.
He's missed it. He's going to have to...
And he's got 0 ERS as well.
He's on 0%. That's why he's missed it. He's used it during the lap. So that might be the Grand Prix.
I'm leaning towards that as well. Hey, I think ACW has got this in the bag with that strategy.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I wanted to see a good race here, and obviously we can still get one, and especially if there's a safety car. But yeah, it's I think obviously Expert. It was a tough call to make there under the safety car restart, whether to jump in or not, especially when you're leading, because you know that most of the time the cars behind are going to either try and do the opposite, or
you
know they've got a choice that they can make, and it's a much easier choice. But yeah, so 1.4 seconds now. He is saving a lot more ERS, and it's really just not going to work out.
No, it's not. And I think that's might be the tyres coming into it as well. 7 lap old those medium tyres are now.
Oh yeah, definitely. He just lost the rear coming out of that corner there. He's lost another 2/10 out of the corner. I think he'll definitely be kicking himself here, which is a shame because we definitely saw he did have the pace here to challenge, and whether this is also this setups kind of coming into it too. Once they're on those dry ones, some of them, when you run those like higher tyre pressures and stuff as well, it doesn't help with the tyre degradation and that. So it's most cars still going around on the mediums here.
2 seconds is the gap now. So falling out of DRS, and the next lap is another second behind. So Tango is in the pits. Gets it pulled up. What tyre will he be going on? Probably a medium. Maybe even the soft, actually.
I think he's done 9 laps on those softs, so I'd say he'll jump on another set of softs there.
Yep.
That's if he's got them, because he would have used a few of them in qualifying. So
he must have 2 fresh sets. So he comes out P6, so didn't lose too much out of that.
Yeah, he lost 2 positions there. I think he was in 4th when he did pit. So
yeah, and he'll be a lot quicker than the guys in front of him.
And that's it. And another thing is, I think you'll see obviously Donga. He should probably realistically jump into the pits to cover Tango, because I don't think he's going to make it to the end of the race. That's 18 laps. On those mediums, if he was attempting to make it, and it'll just, the longer he stays out, the worse it'll be for him in terms of getting undercut.
Yep. ACW is going to have a free pit stop as well, if Expert pits.
Yeah, definitely.
So he'll be able to. I'm not sure if they got he'll have a set of softs or not, but his glitch with pencil being at the top is really annoying. But we'll try to ignore that. Add that to the long list of stuff for Cody's to fix. There he goes in P13 again. Every time he finishes, it must be like every time he hits a sector line, he goes to first, and then every time he crosses the finish line, he goes back to where he's meant to be. Yeah. It's really weird.
Well, it's staying in 12th for me, but I have seen some glitches where obviously cars aren't on the track for some people in the right spot, and it all just becomes...
Yeah. When it happens when you're racing, it's awful. Like,
oh, definitely.
Yeah, and it can have a big impact on your race.
Yeah, like we had that Pacific race at Spa, and
yep.
Revolution was nowhere for me.
Just putting a move in on Ken into turn 1. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so Revolution was nowhere to be seen for me on the track, and he was having a battle for the win with Zach, the whole thing. And for me, it was just Zach driving on his own out the front.
Yeah, yeah, can happen. I just noticed Ken there. He must have double tapped his DRS button. He did have it on Tangoy, but he opened it and then shut it again. I'm sure that would have been unintentional, but it would have cost him that free straight line speed, unfortunately. But the race has kind of settled into a bit of a pattern now. Pencil up to P3. Oh, he's spun. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Is Expert going to take those old tyres to the end, though? That's going to be the question.
We've seen him try and stretch stints before. He's fairly good with his tyre consumption. So, it's a matter of... You know, it's stuck around that 3-second gap, so obviously they're not going too bad at the moment. But yeah, I think he's got to try and stick it out, especially with Donga and BK behind him. Donga's just come into the pits now, obviously to try and cover that move. And I think he's going to lose out here. I'll go back and have a quick look at it. He saved a lot of errs on that lap, Donga, as well, so he knows he wants to use it once he's behind Tango. But yeah, he's got to stop and go as well.
Who has stop
from what I've seen? I think Big Donga just has a stop and go there.
Oh.
Or a 5-second penalty, because he's lost a lot of time. He's coming out behind Toto.
Absolute nightmare out there on the streets of Baku. Not his track. Oh, and his...
Really throws.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see from any driver. Even if you've lost your wing, go and retire in the pits. So, yeah, this is going to be a free pit stop for every driver. So who's going to have the fresh set of softs to put on, though?
Pits again, so he's looking for another
yeah
a good result out of this kind of stuff. He just I think especially having Big Donga there, they will be working together and obviously trying to keep touch on these front two as much as possible, but I think Expert's going to have the bit between his teeth here, and you definitely will see a move. He's definitely not one to back out of a good move here, so different leader under the restart, so we're going to see something else as well. See what ACW does on his restarts. Alright, Banana, I want to know, now that Breno unfortunately has retired the car, you still got two of your podium runners in that, at the front. Is it going to change your prediction here with a late safety car? Yeah, so Breno said in the chat as well that he didn't know it was a wet race. So unfortunately that's a shame for him. ACW will win. You've heard it from Banana. ACW will win.
You know what?
Here between us, two in the commentary team and one of our spectators in the chat. And either Donga or Toto P3. I don't think Toto's going to make P3 just in terms of 13 lap or mediums. He can stay clean, but and unfortunately I think Tango as well has been caught out here, obviously not having enough softs to run them right at the end here. So I definitely had him on for a podium before he pitted, but now it's going to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it going to restart? No, we're getting another lap. Yet another lap under the safety car. Wow, okay.
This is something different.
So, what are we going to be on? Lap 23.
Lap 23, the end of it, so it'll be a 3-lap shootout.
Four laps? Start of lap 23, so 23, 24, 25, 26, yeah, 4 laps.
Well, it'll be the start of lap 24 when they restart, if the safety car's staying out now, because they'll come around again and...
Yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah, we're on lap 22, yep. So they haven't crossed the line yet, my bad. I was thinking
Banana has also changed his prediction. He said, wait, no, not Toto. Didn't see he was on 13 lap valve mediums. Yes, unfortunately the tyres do come into play like that, especially on a safety car restart.
Yeah, he's on the oldest tyres out there, and they are definitely the wrong compound as well.
Unfortunately, he's had 4 stops as well, so it's another. It's been a lot of pit stops. So let's add up. From what I can see, we've had 4, 6, 9, 13, 17, 19, 21, 25, 28, 31, 34, 38. 45, 47, 49, 52 pit stops.
Jeez. That's a lot, isn't it?
So just a few. That's 2 every lap for the 26 laps of the race.
Yeah, right.
But then again, obviously wet conditions and stuff. That's what happens. Yeah, good call there from Banana. I will check the penalties and see what we've got here. ACW only with 1 warning, nothing else. Expert 2 warnings. So clean slate for those 2. BK no warnings either. So there you go, 3 at the front.
It's actually quite difficult to get a warning around here. The only real place you'd probably get it maybe cutting the corner, entering the castle section.
Yeah,
or just
definitely.
before the castle section rather.
Yeah.
Everywhere else you kind of want to avoid the curves as much as possible. So yeah, it's not one where you really trying to use all the track.
Donga did have a penalty, but he has served that one now, so this is a clean slate for him as well. So it's all to play for here.
Alright, so we are going to have 3 laps to decide Azerbaijan Grand Prix in the PS4 Global Series
it's getting dicey at the front. They're all getting very close to each other on this restart. And Expert wants to go.
Oh, ACW got a 5-second penalty!
Wait, they both get one. Expert got one, I saw.
Yeah. Yep, Expert got the one for hitting. So I don't know if ACW. Yeah. Can you check if ACW got that as well?
ACW doesn't have one, I believe, but I'm sure that'll be taken off.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be taken off. So I think we can ignore that because I didn't see any contact at all.
Yeah.
And if it was minimal. And there we go. ACW's left it pretty late as well, but I think that's a bit better than Expert's restart.
Oh, the two alphas here are going to change.
Oh, down the inside, Expert. ACW leaves the room, a little bit of a touch. ACW goes across. Oh, ACW. Oh, Expert sent it into turn 2. They're still side by side. Flashbacks to Germany here.
There's definitely a move here
ACW going ham down the inside. He's got it. He's got the move. Expert takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Can he now build a gap? Or is he going to get swallowed up on the straight?
Yeah, you definitely need that gaff coming onto that last straight. We've seen too many finishes here where you can be leading onto that straight by a good amount of time and still lose out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Aussie.
Oh, there you go! Oh, Jesus Christ, my view just shat itself for ACW. Did you get that as well?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
Oh, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, it looked like he went straight into the runoff area, but he's still on track.
Alright. Big Donga's dropped back here, unfortunately, but he did jump BK off that start, so those two might be up there.
A shocking restart from P3. He was P3, wasn't he?
Yeah, P3 was.
Jeez.
And coming into that first corner, he lost out to Big Donga there, so he's had to follow Donga the whole lap here. And they've dropped out of the DRS zone too. Expert's definitely going for it here, so this is going to be interesting.
He's up in the overtake. ACW might wait until he'll have to get it done next lap. In the next 2 laps. Otherwise, it's risky leaving it to the last lap because he might not make the overtake before the line. So it's always a risk.
What are we looking at in terms of ACW does have an extra about 10% of battery at this point as well, so obviously they'll both be using it, but you got to be wary that you do definitely need that battery for that front straight. So yeah, Expert pushing really hard. ACW's in medium, Expert's in none at the moment, so he's saving. He's only got 50%. Actually, they're pretty even, about 50% each, so all square in the ERS department. Big Dong has dropped 2 seconds back though. It shows the pace of these 2 front runners. BK hanging with him. Tangoy on those medium tyres. Wow. So he must not have any softs left. He's up into P5 from Ken, who's quietly made his way up into P6 and just about keeps it out of the wall. So the Red Bulls pulled in here.
The Red Bulls are going to battle for P6. Dan in P8, El Tonki P9. The Ghost of Debut Carmen, Camos, Pencil and Toto, so just the 13 runners left. as we have reached the end of this lap, and we will ride with ACW, see if he's up into overtake early, see if he can reel in Expert. He is going to have DRS.
Yeah.
Is he actually?
Just under
is DRS going to be activated? No, it's not.
So
DRS is only going to be activated for this next lap.
Still haven't got a message yet about it.
This lap, Expert will want to use everything he's got on this lap to try and get ahead of him, or get far enough ahead of him. I should say.
Yeah, that's it.
But it doesn't get
DRS. You might see a little bit. I don't think you will, but you could see a little bit of mind games here, whether
so
we see a bit of
Red Bull's just swap positions. So Aussie up to P6 can drop down to P7. So that looked like it was a clean move.
There's a move!
Oh, gosh, we just came back on Expert, and ACW looked like he missed his braking marker and just plowed into him. But I think he kind of... Yeah, I think he redressed kind of, but... and Expert's running wide! Coming out of the castle section.
I reckon... Oh, they got side by side.
Oh, Expert doesn't want
I'd let him through here.
Expert's let him
through. I would as well. They're too close that this is going to come down to a good run down the straight. There's a lot of ERS left for both drivers. Expert's got plenty. He's nearly got his full lap of...
Has Expert played a master stroke here? He doesn't want to... Oh, Expert... He doesn't want to...
Surely he's going to...
pass him before that white line, which he doesn't. No, he's going to get him. Here we go.
Easy. Oh, and I saw a little tap there, but... So Expert's won that one, but he has got the 5-second penalty that we believe should be removed.
Yeah, I think that'll be removed, no problem. So I think we can pretty safely say Expert is the winner of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Congratulations to him. ACW P2, another strong drive, and yet another great battle between those two drivers. Good results for Alfa Romeo as well. P2 and 3 on the results right now, but they will probably be 3rd and 4th. We'll have to see how that pans out though.
Another thing that obviously we will see, I think you'll see, especially from ACW, he'll call it in because he won't be happy with what's happened there. But that obviously with Baboon J and that
the safety car,
slightly deliberate safety car,
I'm not sure. Look, let's give him the benefit of the doubt until we see some footage. But from my point of view, when you don't have a front wing, you probably don't go into a corner that hot and hit it at such a velocity. But we will refrain from making definitive comment on that. But here are race results. It says ACW won, but that has an extra asterisk next to it, as Expert did get a quite harsh, it must be said, 5-second penalty under safety car for what looked to be a no contact whatsoever. So, assuming that gets removed, Expert should win the Grand Prix, but for now, ACW is the winner. Big Donga second, BK third, Tangoy on debut P4, and then we have Expert down the race at El Tonki can finish P8 in the end, so he must have had penalties. El Tonki moved up to 7th. Debut Carbon, Aussie, Pencil, Kamos, Toto, Babin J, Breno, James Cruz, included Haha, and there's a whole heap of DNFs. I think we only had 12 finishes, but wow, that was entertaining, let's say.
Yeah, very much so.
4 safety cars or 3?
1, 2. I think it only was the 3, but we did have 2 virtual safety cars in the middle as well.
Wow.
If I'm right.
Yeah, we did have 2 virtuals, yep.
Which I don't want to say anything, but I did predict that there was going to be 3 safety cars, so I will take that.
Yeah, nicely done. So yeah, that has been the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for PS4 Global Series Tier 2 League. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. I think at one point we had nearly 30 odd viewers, so that's really cool to see.
Very good showing.
Thanks to everyone leaving their comments as well and predictions in stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for getting involved. We'll see you next week for the one and only Monaco Grand Prix. See you then.